Understanding the Kindergarten Standards for English Language Arts, a practical guide for parents. Hi, I'm Allie Barron, MAT, Master of Arts in Teaching. I teach kindergarten and I want your child to learn to love school. So I made this flip chart just for you guys to show you what your child is going to learn in kindergarten. What is a learning standard? Learning standards are educational objectives. They are the things your child should learn by the end of a class, a semester, or in our case, the end of kindergarten. Kindergarten reading standards are broken down into 6 domains listed here: literature, informational text, foundational skills, writing skills, speaking and listening, and language. You can find all of these standards by visiting this website, the Alabama Learning Exchange, or the ALEX website. You will click on the link and then click on resources, courses of study, find your grade level. All grade levels are listed. Then choose the subject that you're interested in looking in. I today am only going to tell you about English language arts. We're going to start with reading standards for literature. With prompting and support, ask and answer key details in a text. This means that your child will be making predictions, asking who, what, where, when, why questions, and determining the main idea, and anticipating an ending. With prompting and support, retell familiar stories, including details. Your child will retell a story that has been read aloud to them, and they will determine what the story is about and the details that make up that story. With prompting and support, identify characters, settings, and major events in a story. Your child will be able to identify the characters in the story, both the main characters and the secondary characters. They will know where the story takes place, they will know the time frame of the story, and they will be able to sequence events in the story. Ask and answer questions about unknown words in a text. Building vocabulary. There are many standards that revolve around building vocabulary, both oral and written. Recognize common types of text. We'll be reading fiction, nonfiction, and poetry. They need to know the difference between a newspaper and a magazine, and they'll be looking at different digital print resources. With prompting and support, name the author and illustrator of the story and define the role of each in telling the story. Your child will learn that the author writes the words, that the illustrator draws the pictures, and sometimes that can be the same person. With prompting and support, describe the relationship between illustrations and the story in which they appear. We'll be able to match the words to a picture. With prompting and support, compare and contrast the adventures and experiences of characters in familiar stories. We're going to compare and contrast characters. We're going to discuss the feelings that a character experiences in contrast to another character, and we're going to compare 2 or more books with similar themes. Actively engage in group reading activities with purpose and understanding. Your child will be able to participate in shared reading and shared writing experiences. They will experience reading centers and group activities, and they will read appropriately leveled texts in a small group setting. Reading standards for informational texts. Many of these standards are the same, so I have skipped over them. The only difference is, rather than working with fiction or poetry, these are all about nonfiction texts. With prompting and support, describe the connection between 2 individuals, events, ideas, or pieces of information in a text. Your child will be able to describe how 2 things are alike. They will retell how 2 pieces of text are the same, and they will compare information from one source to another source. Identify the front cover, back cover, and title page of a book. Your child needs to know the important physical parts of a book. We will learn that a book is read from cover to cover. With prompting and support, identify the reasons an author gives to support points in a text. Your child will know the main idea and details of an informational text, and your child will also be able to list the details that make up an informational text. Reading foundational skills. Demonstrate understanding of the organization and basic features of print. Your child will learn the correct way to read a book. We will follow words from left to right, top to bottom, and page to page. Your child will understand that the words that we speak are represented by letters in a specific sequence to make a word. We're going to use finger spacing between words when we write, and we're going to recognize and name all uppercase and lowercase letters. Demonstrate understanding of spoken words, syllables, and sounds. We're going to learn to rhyme. We're going to learn to count, pronounce, blend, and segment the syllables of words. We're going to isolate the beginning, middle, and ending sounds in CVC words. We're going to add or substitute sounds in CVC words. CVC words are consonant, vowel, consonant words, like the word dog, D-O-G, consonant, vowel, consonant. Know and apply grade level phonics and word analysis skills in decoding words. We're going to understand that every letter has its own sound. Your child will learn the short and long sounds of each vowel, and we're going to read high frequency words. Read emergent reader texts with purpose and understanding. Your child is going to learn to read and to remember what is read. Writing skills. Use a combination of drawing, dictating, and writing to compose opinion pieces in which they tell the reader the topic or the name of the book they are writing about and state an opinion or preference about the topic of the book. Your child's going to draw and label and write a string of simple sentences using a unique opinion. In other words, I will not be telling them what they need to write. They will have free choice. The same standard is a little bit different for writing about informative or explanatory pieces. They're going to draw and label, but they're also going to write a string of simple sentences explaining a topic, like how to. They may explain to us how to draw a dog. Use a combination of drawing, dictation, and writing to narrate a single event or several loosely linked events. Tell about the events in the order in which they occurred and provide a reaction to what happened. Your child is going to be able to tell me a story in words on paper about something that they know about or something they have done, whether it is a time we went on a field trip or a time you all did something as a family that they want to share with me. With guidance and support from adults, respond to questions and suggestions from peers and add details to strengthen writing as needed. Your child will learn to write in response to a writing prompt and answer the who, what, where, why questions, as well as take advice from other writers about what to add to a writing piece. With guidance and support from adults, explore a variety of digital tools to produce and publish writing, including in collaboration with peers. We're going to create shared writing pieces. Your child may learn to type a writing piece in a document form, and we're going to share our writing on a platform that's accessible to peers and adults. Participate in shared writing projects. We're going to create shared writing about an event. We may write a class letter to an author, or we may create a writing anthology. Speaking and listening. Participate in collaborative conversations with diverse partners about kindergarten topics and texts with peers and adults in small and large groups. Your child is going to learn the rules of group discussions, and your child will learn how to have a conversation through multiple exchanges. Confirm understanding of a text read aloud or information presented orally or through other media by asking and answering questions about key details and requesting clarification if something is not understood. We're going to learn to have a conversation by asking and answering questions, both with peers and adults. Ask and answer questions in order to seek help, get information, or clarify something that is not understood. We're going to use the who, what, where, when, why, how language to learn more about ourselves and each other. Describe familiar people, places, things, events, and with prompting and support, provide additional detail. Your child is going to be able to retell what happened during a school day. They might be able to explain how to use a learning center, or they may be able to offer assistance to another child by explaining how the task is completed. Add drawings or other visual descriptions as desired to provide additional detail. Your child will understand that the words we speak have a concrete visual to accompany them, and instead of writing an entire story, a student may be able to tell the story through pictures. Speak audibly and express thoughts, feelings, and ideas clearly. Your child will learn to talk to adults and peers in case of emergency. Your child will learn to help other students understand feelings and ideas that they may see in a learning center. Language. Begin to demonstrate command of the conventions of standard English grammar and usage when writing or speaking. Your child will learn to print all uppercase and lowercase letters. We are going to use nouns and verbs. Your child will form plural nouns by adding the s or es ending and produce simple, complete sentences. Begin to demonstrate command of the conventions of standard English, capitalization, punctuation, and spelling when writing. Your child will learn to capitalize the first letter of a sentence and the pronoun I. Your child will recognize and use in punctuation and spell words, maybe not correctly, but by sounding out the phonemes in each word. Determine or clarify the meaning of unknown and multiple meaning words and phrases based on kindergarten reading and content. Vocabulary. Your child will learn so many words in kindergarten, you will not even believe it. This is the end of the English Language Arts Standards for kindergarten in Alabama, and these are all the things that your child will learn in kindergarten when it comes to learning to read. I look forward to teaching your child this year.